YouTube, welcome back again. Pumping time. You know, that's the thing. We live so long to moments like this, you know, for months, hours of TA, and then suddenly they pump the market, you know. And some people say it's because of news that is brought in. Some people say it's pure liquidity. But one thing I know in this market is that the most easiest way to manipulate a big crowd of people is by just telling something, right? How easy is it when you have a lot of influence to say something, you know, in case of, you know, it doesn't matter. If someone with a big influence just says something bullish or bearish, like 90% of retail who don't understand how this market moves, you just take it as the truth, right? And there's a simple method how you can check if the price pumps because of news or if the price pumps because they're just putting liquidity in this market. You know, you need liquidity to push the price. And yes, during Fed events like today, you know, we have CPI, unemployment claims that has a lot of impact on this market. And you don't need liquidity to move the price for this kind of things. But one thing I've noticed is that the big guys, they're using things like, for example, Trump announced something to manipulate the market, right? And there's a simple method how you can check this. So I want to show you guys this. You know, we're pumping, we're crazy in the trades, we took some profits, and our model is playing out. You know, if you go to X, I posted a new entry for tonight on the same model. And if you didn't follow me on X, go to X and follow me, so you will stay updated on a very high frequency. So guys, as I said, let's go to the chart. So as you guys can see now, we're watching at BTC to USDT again, and yeah, crazy pumpage. The first thing I noticed already here is that we have a fair value gap, you know, and I tell you guys every time this gap needs to be filled, right? There's just a fair value gap. If someone is willing to pay a price like crazy, like there was $236 billion came in last night, right? I'm living in Asia, so it's like let's say 10 hours ago. If someone is willing so much money for a current price, for example, let's say if they put a limit order on 82k, 200 billion, or I don't know exactly how much they need to put in, but the price just snaps there, right? And that means that there's that this is a fair value gap. That means that there's only one price. So we need to fill that gap, right? In case of the order book, and you know, that's just how this works. So what I want to show you guys actually is when you go to the total market cap, you can literally see that there came in 10%, that this market cap gained 10% liquidity in case of dollars, right? If you go to the Bitcoin prices, if you go to Doge prices, you can see that literally 10% gain, that we have a 10% gain on almost every asset. Not every asset, but you know, I always stick to BTC. The rest is nice to have, but BTC is the big leader. So this is actually your evidence that is just liquidity, you know. And it's positive that someone with such a big influence like Trump announced something, but that's actually a green light for the big guys just to buy. right? So that's a little bit how it works. So guys, as that said, let's go back to the chart, BTC. You know, what I'm expecting now, as I told you guys before, is we have a fair value gap on the 15-minute time frame. What I tell you guys many times is that these gaps, they act like a magnet, right? And we need to fill that. It's also the 786 on this swing low here. I thought this one or this one. Yeah, this one. So what I'm expecting now for BTC actually during New York is to come down, bounce on the 618, small retracement to come down, fill this gap, right? There's one thing here, we have a demand solvent, like a liquidity pool here underneath this WEEX of people going long, buy side, sell side liquidity, excuse me. So there's a possibility that we come back to the 618, bounce up, come to the 786 to fly back up, to create a sort of falling wedge, right? And our next take profit should be something like the pull of this falling wedge. And actually it's not, it's a falling wedge. When this plays out, it's a sort of falling wedge, right? But what you can do is you can measure this target actually by taking the pull to the top of this this resistance line to take it up. You know, let's grab Fibonacci with us actually. Let's go back to the 8 hour. What I showed you guys yesterday also is that once we create a white candle above this swing low, you know you have a market structure shift on the 8 hour and you want to buy on a retracement. Actually that's support here, so there's a possibility that we retrace the 618 instead of the 786. So if you don't want to miss this trade, actually you can enter on the 618. To make it more visible, it should be nice if we it should be better to pull our fib to this swing low, because you can see that the 618 fits more perfectly with the 8 hour support level, right? So that's a little bit what I'm expecting now. So if you don't want to miss this trade, you can enter on 79.4k. There's a possibility that we come more down actually, because we need to fill this gap so we can dip through it, bounce on the 786. But if you don't want to miss it, you can enter on the 618, because it aligns with the support level, right? There's a possibility that we come lower because there's sell side liquidity underneath this swing lows here. But you know, it looks very bullish actually. And in case of our take profit, let's see what kind of Fibonacci levels are in line with our take profit actually. And I think it's the 786 on this one, as I see now on the daily actually. I think this is a nice 786 actually. Yeah, look how perfect that is, bro. So everything fits perfect, everything is playing out. You know, get ready for big pumpage. We are already in the trade as we speak. You know, when you go to my model, you can see how perfect it's playing out actually. And I posted this setup also on X to give people a chance who are still not in this trade to enter this trade and make the same gains as we do, right? So I'm still expecting a gain of 16.6%. That's actually the daily 786. and the pull of this falling wedge. So guys, get ready for the next leg up. It's Thursday. We have a CPI, we have unemployment claims, so the market can be volatile, but you know, a market maker should not be a market maker to take advantage of this. So I'm expecting a dump, actually, a liquidity sweep to the downside, to create an entry level for the big guys to eventually pump crazy up to 87.2k. So guys, as that said, I thank you all for watching. I wish you all a very, very, very nice day. Stay safe, make profits, and God bless you all. See you in my next video.